Hello and welcome back to those of you who have been here before, and welcome to those who are new. Today's project, we are going to be pressure piping a hand and then making a lace glove on that hand. It's part of a wedding project. The first thing you need to do with flood consistency pink icing is flood a little black cookie. Use the scribe tool to evenly distribute the icing and to take any air bubbles out. Changing to a dark flood consistency pink icing, pipe 5 beads about the same size. Use your scribe tool to pull directly through the center of the beads, therefore creating a heart. And actually I want to add 2 more beads. Now I'll take the scribe tool through them. Do the same thing on the opposite side. Allow the cookie to dry overnight. I freehanded the hand onto the cookie, but you could also use a template and transfer the design. Once you do, use medium consistency icing to fill the entire hand. Use your scribe tool as necessary to remove any take-up marks or to coax icing into areas that are too small to get the tip of the bag in. Wait about 5 minutes and then pipe the ribbon on top of the hand. Be careful because the icing is still wet and you could crack it. I wanted to add a little buckle to my ribbon, so I did. And then I'll give the ribbon a tail coming out of the buckle. Allow the cookie to dry about 6 hours. Before we can create the lace that's going to go on the hand, we need to paint the hand. We're going to paint the fingernails first, and I'm using a fairy pink color. Using a flesh tone color, paint the entire hand, omitting the fingernails, of course. While we're painting the hand, I'm going to explain the drying time because we need the paste on the hand to dry before we can move on to the next step. The drying time is going to depend on what you use, what medium you use to mix with your paste. If you've chosen water, you're going to want to allow the hand to dry 2 hours. If you mix the paste with an alcohol such as vodka or Everclear, the hand is dry almost immediately. If you've chosen an extract such as lemon extract, I would wait a good 15 minutes and then you can continue to the next step. To pipe the lace, you'll need a 00 nozzle and soft consistency icing. We're going to be piping a fishnet pattern, which is a series of V's that are upright and inverted. And then when you go to pipe the second line, you want to do the exact opposite, therefore creating almost a diamond pattern. I find it advantageous to turn the cookie upside down when I'm working above the ribbon, but I need the pattern to match. So when I start my series of V's, I'm going to make sure that my starting point matches with the starting point below the ribbon. And if the ribbon wasn't there, they would connect and line up correctly. Continue piping the pattern all the way up the hand until you reach the knuckles of the 4 fingers and the thumb. Due to the size of our fingers, which are quite small, the pattern's too busy in itself. So we're just going to make 1 diamond on top of the finger and then a series of beads going down the finger, 3 beads until you reach the bottom of the fishnet, which will be also your 3rd bead. Continue with this pattern on the 4 remaining fingers as well as the thumb. Since we are working with a double zero nozzle and that nozzle is small, our pattern is going to dry quite fast. I would give it about 10 to 15 minutes of drying time before we move on to the next step. We need to create a transparent icing. Take the remaining medium consistency icing you used for the hand and put it in a bowl. Then spray it with 5 squirts of water. Use a spatula and stir it around until it's a 2 to 3 second consistency icing. You want it really thin. Cover the icing with a damp cloth, or I have a silicone cover that you can cover the icing with as well. Use a small brush and begin applying the transparent icing inside the pattern of the glove. As you're applying your icing, make sure that you're applying it thin enough that you can still see through the icing to the flesh color of the hand. To pipe the border, we need to go back to that double zero soft consistency icing. Pipe a bead, dragging it out into an S shape. Then pipe another bead and drag it out into an inverted S shape. Continue with this pattern all the way around the cookie. Now pipe 2 teardrops that come together at the tail to create a heart at the top of the cookie. Allow the cookie to dry for about 20 minutes. Now, using the same color we used for the fingernails, paint the border as well as the heart. I feel like something's missing, so I'm going to pipe another heart on the bottom of the cookie, and when the heart dries, I'll paint it with the same color I painted the heart above. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.